Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Remo Behdasht, the creator of an app called LifeGift. Thanks for joining us, Remo.
Thank you very much for having me, Fred.
Well, the formal name of the company is LifeGift Technologies, and I'll let you describe for us what this is all about.
LifeGift is an emotion-based app which is designed to prevent driver and pedestrian distractions from when they are using their smartphones. So LifeGift is an app that you give as a gift to people who are important in your life. So you give it to your wife or your children who are driving on the chance that if they interact with their phone in the car, they will get a message from you saying, please, I care about you. This text or message is not worth it. Please put your phone down. And ultimately, LifeGift uses emotion-based alerts to prevent smartphone distractions.
And it's hard to overstate how serious a problem this is.
Absolutely. So the problem of smartphone distraction is an actual global epidemic, and it's going up. Governments are educating. They're using law enforcement fines, traffic, infringement fines, loss of license. But people are just becoming better at hiding their phones. For example, in Australia, there is a massive project which is going to be finalized in 2020, but they're going to put a camera on every overhead bridge that goes over a street, and it's going to take a photo of every single car that goes past. That car is looking for someone who's holding a smartphone on their lap or in between their legs. First, AI will determine a probability of 75% plus if that person is then using a smartphone. If it determines that, then it goes to a human being who then says yes or no. That person is, holding not a mobile phone. It could be a hamburger, or that person is actually holding a smartphone, and then they send a traffic infringement fine. Now, currently, it's in Australia. There's massive. If you use your mobile phone 2 times, you've more or less lost your license. And this is being replicated in many, many countries where smartphone-related events, when they're, let's say, accidents, are not regarded as accidents anymore because something could happen. So you can't say it was an accident, sorry. It's like you knew what you were doing was wrong. So they're even changing the terminology globally from accident to incidents and some other terms, or just crashes. So it's a global epidemic, and governments are currently having a very hard time trying to solve this. And when we believe that, they can do the enforcement and all that, but we believe that literally, I know it may sound a little bit corny, but love is the way to do it. People's sense of responsibility for our families and for ourselves to put that phone, and actually for everyone around us to be able to do this. So yeah, that's it's a big problem.
And does it display a message or play a message? How does it work?
Exactly. So LifeGift, the sender, say for example, I was going to send a message to my wife. I would download the app. I'd buy a token, and that token would then allow me to create a LifeGift link. Once I say create the link, it then gives me a page to fill in a number of fields. One field is an image. So then I would attach an image of our 3 children. The next one, I could then I put in the name of the kids or my name, and the third one is her name. Then the final field is going to be a customized message, which could be as simple as please don't text and drive. I want you to be home safely. When I send that, then she gets a text with a LifeGift link number. She downloads the app, logs into the application, puts in the number, and then everything is set. She doesn't have to do much more than that, just accept the permissions, etc. When she then interacts with her phone in the car, what she receives depending on whether it's the Android platform or the iOS platform. It's slightly different. But essentially what she receives is a message with text, which we customized, as well as an audio, as well as an image. So she gets the full thing. So if she's listening through headphones, and all these things could be, tailored. The whole idea behind LifeGift is to make sure that this is unintrusive, not an annoying app that's going to send you alerts, and it's completely taking a different approach to enforcement and restriction. And that's really what's a lot of, let's say, governments and let's say other applications are focusing on. For example, limiting phone functionality on a device. For example, iPhone and the iOS platform has a function where you can turn it on and it turns off all data when you're in the car. No one uses that. No one wants that because people are very, very personal with their phones. And if you start turning off data and some sort of a communication, people instantly move away from it. And of course, regulations and education from governments, organizations, that's also having limited impact. People are just becoming better at hiding their phones. However, if you use an emotional appeal, well, it's purely self-motivating, we believe this is going to work much better than enforcement. So that's our approach.
But the phone user does have the ability to turn this on or off, I assume, if they choose to.
Absolutely. So, say I'm driving and I have a serious urge to look at my phone. Whether I'm at a traffic light, it realizes when you are standing still or when you're moving. It realizes all these things. I pick up my phone. I get an alert. I then have an option to do 4 things. The preferable one is I put my phone down straight away, and I close the screen, put the phone down. The second one, which is in the actual alert, it gives me 3 choices. I can either have, I could be using Google Maps, for example, or Waze or whatever other maps application to be finding my way around. So obviously I don't want to constantly get alerts when I'm using this thing to navigate around, which is also a safety tool. So I can hit navigation mode. However, if I'm a passenger, let's say I'm in the passenger seat or I'm on a train or a bus, if I'm in one of those situations, I can hit passenger mode. Finally, if I really need to use my phone, I can then hit temporary access. So temporary access can be preset by yourself or by the user from somewhere between 5 minutes to 55 minutes. So let's say I want to pull over and I've hit temporary access. I can potentially have 10 minutes or whatever I've set it for without it sending alerts. When I hit passenger mode or navigation mode, the app will not send any alerts until 10 minutes after the trip has been completed. So that's the whole idea is, let's say you stop at a fuel stop, you still don't want to get alerts. However, people become very complacent and lose their instinct when they are 10 minutes. Most accidents happen 10 minutes and 10 minutes leaving the house or work and 10 minutes to the house or work. And that's when people's attentions go, well, I'm just going to do a final check of the email before I reach home. Or when you've just left home in the morning, said goodbye to the kids or the family, whoever, then 10 minutes out of the home, people are going, okay, let me just check my phone before I get into the traffic or whatever it may be. Because you're familiar with your area, you become more complacent. LifeGift detects that movement and sends you a message straight away, and it acts just like a tap on the shoulder saying, look out, you could be in danger. And that's all it takes for the person to focus on the road or be more aware of their surroundings if they're walking. Then that could make all the difference in a small accident to saving a life.
What's the story behind this? Why did you create this?
Well, actually, was focused on making a hardware product. My background is actually with TomTom navigation systems and also sensing technologies, which was like another company which I worked for the last 6.5 years. And I stopped working for those companies because I wanted to do something that was more mine, so to speak. And I was driving, and every time I pick up my phone, as almost like a habit and like I guess like an instinct, if someone was in the car with me, so they would say, "Dad, put your phone down." The kids would say that, or a wife would say, "You shouldn't be doing that." One time I was alone, and I picked up my phone, and I thought, if my wife was here with me, she would tell me to put my phone down, or the kids would do that. What if I could bring him in the car with me everywhere I go? And what if I could bring the families of people, in the car when they travel, the people who they care about, telling them to be careful rather than, the police or some stranger, someone that they know they can associate with that really is after they're concerned about their well-being because they depend on them. Like, for example, I know my children depend on me. So it's important for me to make sure I don't interact with my phone because if something happens because of a silly thing like interacting with your phone when you're driving, then how could you forgive yourself? So that makes you put your phone down straight away. That was basically it. Another bit of research that's come out of Belgium for all of Europe. Smartphone distraction-related accidents has gone up. In Belgium, it has slightly gone down. It hasn't stopped, but it's gone down, and that's because there's a campaign in the government where they're pushing where families promise each other, family members make a promise. I promise I will not use my phone as I'm driving. It's like a simple promise of face-to-face from member to member, and that loyalty that we have to our families, that love that we have with our families, is enough for people to go, you know what, I'm not going to touch my phone because it's not worth it. That text from the boss, from the customer, from the Instagram post or from Facebook, that can all wait until the car is stopped in a car park and somewhere where I'm not moving and I can kill someone else.
Really interesting story. Now, you have this available in multiple languages, I think is something like 8 in all?
Yes. So I wanted this app to be, applicable to as many countries as possible. And, the thing is that the only difference in the language is there's very limited translation. So it's actually available in 9, which is good because we brought on Japanese as well just recently. So that's great. And on both platforms. So it's on both Android and iOS platforms because it really requires that cross-platform ability. Because if I'm sending it to, a friend of mine, I don't know if he's using an iPhone or an Android, so it must work on his device. So we've created a back-end platform which allows, both iOS and Android to work seamlessly. And they work very, very well. What we've also done, which is actually going to be announced soon, but officially, but I can talk about it now. There's no secrets. I've created another back-end platform called LifeGift Alliances. LifeGift Alliances enables companies to send a life gift to their customers. If it's let's say at some sort of a club, it could be to their members. Say, for example, the AAA, they can send it to every single one of their members. So this back-end platform then can create, depending on the group, a very specific message. So it could be that AAA logo, it could be their message, it could be an audio from them. For example, it could be a brand. It could be any brand. That's just, I won't even mention brands, but it could be any brand that decides that they're going to send a life gift as a social responsibility to their customers who purchase a product, or to all of their customers. And we can do that. We can generate millions of let's say LifeGift numbers, and this back-end system can do that. And LifeGift does not access anyone's email details. We provide this to the organization, and they essentially do a mail out to the customers. And when the customer gets it, they just go through the activation process, and then they would get an alert from the brand. It could be, I don't know, it could be Coca-Cola, it could be Petco, it could be Best Buy. Any organization can send this to their members or customers who they want to protect. I'm actually working with an Australian company where on a day called Fatality Free Friday, this organization will give one to every single purchase. And for every single purchase, so the whole idea is because people, again, with the weekends coming up, everyone's guard drops down a little bit. And that's when a lot of the accidents happen, because people are going away for the weekend, people have probably drunk at lunch a little bit too much, all those types of things. And so Friday is a big day for accidents in actually the world over. So what we're trying to do is bring attention to that. And the message doesn't have to be, hey, don't text and drive. You know, the message can just be different things. But, you know, obviously the whole idea is that the interaction has to be in automotive or when you're walking, so that people notice that they shouldn't be doing something that they are doing. It's an alert system that works based on movement of the car, gyroscopes, accelerometers in the phone, and so on. So we're hoping to get into a number of US organizations as well, where they're going to give it out to their members. The members will get it free of charge. So that's the best part. And the organization gets the marketing, the marketing benefits, where, you know, someone's in their car and there's this, you know, let's say loving message comes and says, hey, we want you to be safe and go home to your family. You know, it's not like put your phone down, don't do that. It's like, think about your family or think about your loved ones. That's the approach we're taking.
Terrific. Now, for consumers who might be interested in this today, tell us how the pricing works and where they find it.
Okay, so they can download LifeGift, that's LifeGift, from either the Android Play Store, or the Google Play Store, or the Apple iOS App Store. The cost is $1.99. So that's for one LifeGift. However, if you purchase multiple LifeGifts, which you have an option to do so, it actually becomes less than that. And that goes for 12 months. So for 12 months, you could send a LifeGift, which costs much less than, let's say, a Hallmark card does. And it could have a potentially massive impact on someone's life. For 12 months, and then it just needs to be renewed after 12 months. But that's the model we're currently using. It's ready right now, so people can log in and download.
And again, it's $1.99 per year per user.
Correct.
Once again, it's spelled LifeGift, LifeGift. Remo Behdasht, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you so much, Fred. I appreciate your time.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C. Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C-Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C-Crane.